Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Meantime, as we're talking also about the Nancy Guthrie case here on the Rita Cosby Show, just a little bit ago, they started putting up a helicopter and also drones because they said that this is interesting, the forensics of this case and the electronics of this case, the cyber aspects where they're looking to see, okay, how can they connect? First of all, they found that footage from the doorbell Ring camera. Remember, that was removed. There's reports that they're looking for more of it because surely there's got to be more footage out there. And apparently Google is working with Nest because there were other cameras that also were probably getting some data. So can they retrieve that data as well? That would be obviously very, very helpful. And then in addition to all of that, now they're trying to track down the pacemaker tied to Nancy Guthrie because everybody's pacemaker puts off a distinct sort of, a signal, if you will. And they are using sort of Bluetooth technology and other stuff using drones and low-flying helicopters, because you have to be within 15 to 20 feet of it, where you could actually detect the ping, that specific ping, because there's probably a lot of people in Tucson, a big retirement community, that may have pacemakers. But they're saying in this particular case, the stakes are obviously so high, and there are ways to trace and figure out if that is the pacemaker belonging to Nancy Guthrie. And hopefully she is alive. So there are still so many questions tonight. The sheriff on the burglary theory also telling a local media it did not come from us. So the sheriff signaling that it probably wasn't a burglary, this case. Why isn't he saying whether there was forced entry or not? We're going to get to Joaquin in a moment because, Joaquin, you made some great points. But first, here is Morgan Wright. He's the founder of the National Center for Open and Unsolved Cases, and he's talking about how they can connect the maybe pacemaker, and also there was a glove that was found 2 miles away from the house. They're testing that for DNA, putting it in a database to see if they can locate whose DNA that is, and could this be tied to the case too? Take a listen.
I look at it from the eyes through a detective first, say behaviorally, what does it tell me? Well, the person is very comfortable being where they're at. What does comfort tell you? It's that they don't expect to be caught, that they maybe are familiar with the terrain, or they have a way that they have a way they know to escape the area, exfil from the area quickly. Now, what we don't know, and this is where the importance of the pacemaker is so vital. That's the best unbiased witness we have right now, which is at 2:10 when that pacemaker pinged. Did it show normal heartbeat like she normally has? Did it show she was in distress? Or did the telemetry show there was no heartbeat? And then that gives us an idea based on what happened in the timing. So yeah, to your point, why would it happen? There's most people that when they commit property crimes, you'll see burglaries during the day. They do it because it's low risk for them. They don't want anybody home. We've seen high-profile athletes have their homes broken into. Why do they do that? Because they know they're at the Super Bowl or they know they're at a game. In this case, there's a confrontation. We don't know what started the confrontation. And this gets into why the sheriff said there was DNA found inside the house, but it was not blood. So that gets you to lead. Was there a confrontation where the mask was pulled off, the ski mask was pulled off and hair fell down, and that's the foreign DNA that we're looking at. So then you ask, why would they happen? There's one hypothesis is that once she pulled the mask off, she could see him, and he was scared that she would recognize him. And then maybe she was alive when they came out, and that's why they did it. Look, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but if you follow the facts and follow the blood trail, we know that the blood came out on the front porch down 2 steps, but the blood stopped at the end. So at some point, we know we're introducing a vehicle into it. Then the vehicle introduces a question, is there another person?
Very interesting how they're triangulating everything tied in this case. And also, this comes up as Harvey Levin with TMZ got a fourth letter today, and he went on the media describing what was in that letter. We don't know. Harvey doesn't know if the letter is legitimate or not, but it certainly had some interesting clues about the case. Take a listen to this.
It is Monday morning. We have received a fourth letter from the same person who says that he knows where Nancy Guthrie is and he wants money in return for the information. Essentially, he wants the reward. So I have something to say to you, and I've already talked to the FBI about this, that if you are not real, you're committing a crime, and you should know that. And this is a serious federal crime. If you are real, this is the fourth letter you've sent, and I should tell everybody that in this letter, it says, I know what I saw 5 days ago south of the border, and I was told to shut up, so I know who he is, and that was definitely Nancy with them. This is the second time he has referred to more than one person involved in this. He said there is a main person and there are others, and he said it here. He is saying that Nancy was taken to Mexico. Now, this is what he's saying. I'm not going to vouch for him, but this is the fourth letter. We have sent them all on to the FBI. And he also says one of the reasons he's worried about coming forward is he has a record. He has a burglary on his record from 10 years ago. So I don't know if you're real or not if you're watching this, but if you are, and I have told the FBI that we're going to do this, they know this, that if you're worried about getting this money and you really do have this information, send it to us. You're sending us these letters. Send it to us. We will forward it to the FBI. And that way there's a record that we have that you supplied this information. If they find her and they find the kidnapper, then at least there is evidence, because we have it, that you're the one who provided the information. So this is a way for you to get that money if this really is legitimate. Send us the information. We will pass it on to the FBI.
Very interesting. And why does this person, especially if they turn out to be legit, and again, we don't know that, but why are they reaching out to TMZ? And I thought it was interesting that this individual is referring to south of the border and Nancy was with them. If it's true, boy, that should pinpoint, obviously, some options of where Nancy Guthrie could be. And you don't know. It could be a needle in a haystack. It could be bogus. But it's certainly worth looking at just in case it's accurate.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.